Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about Python data types. So the first on our list is the integers. Now the integers are whole numbers without a decimal, either positive or negative. Integers are whole numbers without a decimal or a negative. And also we have the floats. The floats are numbers with a decimal point, either positive or negative. Just like the integers, but this has decimals. Now we also have a type of data that we called the strings. A string is a collection of letters, words, numbers, positive or negative, or sentence that can be assigned. Yes, that can be assigned to a variable. So we also have the bool. So it's a true or false statement. It answers a yes or no question. We also have the list. A list is a group of items that is mutable, which means it can be changed, like a shopping list. Next on our list is our tuple. A tuple is a group of items that is immutable, which means they cannot be changed after they have been created. A set, a group of unique items. No repeats is allowed. Now, a set is a group of unique items in the sense that there can be no repetition of any data in the set. So if we have a repetition of a data in a set, by the time we run our code or we run the line of code, it is going to eliminate the repeated part. And then another one is the dictionaries. Dictionary is a way to store data in key value pairs, like a dictionary where a word has a meaning and a value. On my list here is the complex numbers. Now, complex numbers are numbers with the real and the imaginary part, just like the complex number in our mathematics, which we have the real part, which are just numbers, positive or negative, and we have the imaginary part, which are numbers that has I to indicate that these parts are imaginary parts. Let's go to our kernel and then see how these are determined. Yes, so the first one is the integer. So an integer is a number 20, positive or negative, minus 50. So print type. So seeing it is telling us that the data type that is assigned to A is an integer. Now let's see what it gives us for B. Print type B. So we can see both the negative value of a number and the positive value of a number is seen as an integer by our Python. The second one is our floating points. Okay, so let me just indicate this here as a comment. So this is an example of an integer, and then we have the next part, which is our float. So here I'll start with the comment. This is an example of of a float. So we have the 3.59, and then we have b equal to minus 5.97, and then we have the first one, print type A, and then print type B. Oh, my B should be in capital letters. Remember I said that Python is case sensitive. So I'll click on my run, and then it is indicating to me that this particular data type, which is the 3.9 and the negative 5.97, they are both floats. They are both floats. The print type is to print the type of data that is assigned to A. The type of data that is assigned to A. So the next one is our strings. This is an example of a string. Now for our string, we have A equal to David. Oh, so our string should be in an apostrophe, and then our B equal to 60, our C equal to minus 78. Then we do our print type A, print type B, and then print type C. So let's run. So it is telling us that the first data that is assigned to letter A is a string. The 60, which is a number assigned to letter B, is also a string, and the negative 78 assigned to letter C is also a string. Now strings are denoted with apostrophe, double apostrophes, either double or single apostrophe, but here is why I prefer the double. So let's say David's. So let's say print A. It's giving us a syntax error. Why? Because it's giving us a syntax error because the word David has an apostrophe in it, which is a single one. So it is distorting the flow of the variable. So if we just change this to the double, and then we print, we have David. So always remember, every time that we are writing a string, the string should be started and closed with an apostrophe. So the next one is the bool. This is an example of a bool. So we have our a equal to true, and then we say print a. So we are seeing it that it is giving us a true. So now let's check what type is a. So we do our print type a, and then we run. So it is telling us that our a is a bool, is a boolean value, which is the positive and negative, true and false value. Yes, so the next one is a list. A list. This is an example so let's say a equal to, a list is always in a square bracket, David, let's say Daniel, so let's say Donald, and let's say Divine, and then we close it, so we can say print a, and then it prints our list. And also we can now say what type is a, so we can say print type a, and then run, and it's going to tell us that a is a list. It falls in the class of a list. Let's just look at this, a tuple, tuple. So this is an example of a tuple. So I'll just quickly copy this, and then I'm going to change the kind of bracket, because a tuple is created in, not in the square bracket type. So now print the type of a, and then we can see it. A is a tuple. A is a tuple. So the next one we'll talk about is the complex number. Oh, sorry. So it should be, this is an example of a complex number. So we have a equal to 3 plus 5g. Then we have print the type of a, and then we see it. The type of a is in the class of a complex number. So the next one is this is an example of a set. A set is like a list that does not accept repetition of data. So let's say we have this here. Okay, so let me just copy this so as to save time, and then let me make some adjustment. So here I have Daniel repeated. And also I have Donald repeated. So I want to print the type. So the first thing I'm doing is print A. So we'll see that David, Daniel, Donald, Divine, Daniel, and Donald has now turned to Daniel, Donald. Now my Donald and my Divine has been joined together because I did not put the comma. So let me just apply my comma to inform Python that I need a space there. So it is now Daniel, Donald, David, and Divine. So we have two Donald and Donald here, as we can see, but the Donald here has become one. And we also have two Daniel, and Daniel. As we can see, the Daniel and Daniel has become one. So that is a set. So quickly, as a recap, we started today by giving the definition of some data types, which we said the first one is the integer that consists of of numbers, both negative and positive. And the second one is the float that consists of numbers that are decimals, both negative and positive. And also the third one is the string, which can consist of letters, numbers, both negative and positive. Now the next one we talk about is the bool, which is the true or false statement. The next one we talked about is the list, which is mutable. It can be changed. We can add something to it. The next one we talk about is the tuple, which cannot be changed. The next one we talk about is the complex type of data. And the last but not the least is the set, which does not allow repetition of data. Thank you for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get to know when I drop a new video. So next video we'll be moving to a mini project, our first mini project, which is a greeting generator. See you next video.